In the ideal world of IRA, what should happen is the CFOs realize I'm responsible for mitigating financial losses. Computers and information systems of whatever form they are, and information as a whole, can present a major financial risk to our company. You know, companies have taken massive hits in their stock valuation, at least in the short term, because of this. So the CFO has to start acknowledging that they are responsible for mitigating financial risk. They also have to acknowledge that they have some oversight into security-related efforts to mitigate information security-related events. In that case, what they should be doing in the ideal world is saying, hey, Mr. Chief Information Security Officer, I am here to mitigate loss. I need to make sure you're doing your job. You need to come to me and tell me what you need as a budget to do your job correctly. I don't want to hear the Chief Information Officer say, well, my IT infrastructure requires I need $100 million a year. And I really value security, so I'm going to give maybe 10% of my budget, not the standard industry 8% of my budget, over to the IT security effort. That is the wrong way to do it, because when you are responsible for mitigating loss, you have to base your countermeasures on the potential loss, not on what you're investing in technology. So for example, let's say I'm in a grocery store and my computers go down in my grocery store. You know, I mean, it's like, well, it doesn't have an impact. It has a massive impact these days, because if the computers go down in a grocery store in the first place, all of a sudden you have to start ringing up, you know, I don't think you can ring, you know, like check people out, you know, manually anymore, like you used to have those manual cash registers. You don't have those anymore. If a grocery store's computers go down, people can't buy anything. If the grocery store computer goes down, there's a critical need in the whole industry for grocery stores of just-in-time supplying, because they want to get the right amount of, for example, vegetables and fresh produce. And if you order vegetables and fresh produce too much, it's going to rot on your shelves and you're going to waste a lot of money. So it's optimization, and like, so when you see somebody purchases something in the computer system, you know you have to order and replenish it. You know, so you can't even go to a grocery store without having security a critical factor in this. And when you're a CFO, you have to start realizing, it's like, wait a second, am I protecting, let's say, a bank? A bank might have an IT budget of $100 million. The CFO of the bank has to say, am I protecting the $100 million worth of computers, or am I protecting the billions of dollars that goes through our computers on a daily basis? And they might have to say, look, there's $100 million in IT, and that's good, and we need that up and running, and that's critical. But at the same time, my loss is not going to be losing $100 million of computers. My loss is going to be losing billions of dollars a day if those computers go down. If the computers crash, if there's a ransomware attack or something like that, I still have my $100 million worth of computers, but I'm losing billions of dollars a day. And the CFO has to stand there and say, I'm a risk professional. I need to make sure that that Chief Information Security Officer is budgeting not his portion of $100 million, but that security officer is consider himself protecting billions of dollars a day going through the computers. And people don't look at it that way. They look at the Chief Information Security Officer reporting to the Chief Information Officer, and they buy the technology, but they're not protecting, you're not protecting the computers. You're protecting the information and services provided by the computers. Even, for example, airlines have major outages, at least in the United States, where I'm from. And when an airline's computer systems go down for any reason, airplanes can't take off, they can't sell tickets, they can't do whatever. There's massive losses, but they still have every computer, they still have every airplane, but they're losing billions a day because those computers and airplanes are irrelevant when they don't provide the information and services you want them to. And chief financial officers have to go ahead and acknowledge, I need to make sure that chief information security officer is presenting the right business case to me and the board to get the budgets that they need, because right now they deserve nothing because they're not showing their value the way I need them to, and I need to help them demonstrate the value of what they need.